Good morning. Today we're looking at word problems, addition within 1000. We've been working on different strategies, and so let's read the problem and see what strategy would fit best. The larger bowl of popcorn has 506 pieces of popcorn. The smaller bowl of popcorn has 363 pieces of popcorn. What is the sum of the pieces of popcorn in both bowls? Okay, I'm going to read it one more time. This time I'm going to circle, or you can underline, you can highlight. I'm just going to circle what I think are the important pieces of information. The larger bowl of popcorn has 506 pieces of popcorn. I'm going to circle the 506. The smaller bowl of popcorn has 363 pieces of popcorn. Okay, I know that's going to be important. What is the sum? That is going to be, what is the sum? That's what the problem is asking. What is the sum of the pieces of popcorn in both bowls? So we've got one bowl of popcorn, 506 pieces. Smaller bowl of popcorn, 363 pieces. What is the sum? Well, when we talk about sum, what sum is when things are added together. What is the sum of the pieces of popcorn in both bowls? So what they're asking is, what is the sum of these two numbers? In picture form, if we just took out my crude drawings here, you would see the problem 506 plus 363. Now there's a couple different ways to solve that. Our book is focusing on the expanded form and friendly number form. Let's try the expanded form. That's one of my favorites because it's foundational to some higher math. And so I tend to use that one, but some of you might notice that 506 is very close to 500, and you might want to use the friendly number strategy. That's okay. Either way, we'll get the same answer. So to do the expanded form, which is also called place value strategy, we decompose this number, 506. 500s, there's 0 10s, there's 6 1s. I like to give myself a lot of room when I'm expanding. Okay, so that one is done. 363. The value of the 3 is 300. The value of the 6 is 60. The value of the 3, well, is 3. And I'm going to put my line underneath. And if you want to do this in a table, that's okay too. You could have a hundreds column, a tens column, and a ones column. And you can have your lines. And you can have 500, 0, and 6. And you can have 300, 60, and 3. Basically, we've written the same thing, just in two different ways. So I'm going to go ahead and add these up. 6 plus 3 is 9. 0 plus 60, or 60 plus 0, well, that's still 60. And here I've got 500 plus 300. Well, I can do, 500 plus 300. I can see that's 800. I can also add it this way. 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 10s, 0 10s, 0 10s, 500s, 300s, 800s. Either way, it's fine. And you can see I have the very same thing up here. Well, now we need to add these together. And to give myself a little room, I'm going to erase this up here. And I am going to write it like this, 869. Now you notice when I said it, I actually said the answer. 869. Because these are zeros here, so it made it very easy to add. So what is the sum of the pieces of popcorn in both bowls? 869. If I wanted to answer in a complete sentence, I would say the sum is 869. If I wanted to write more, I could say there are 869 pieces of popcorn in both bowls. And there you have it. Let's look at another one. Okay, here's our problem, and you notice that it's straight from the book, but I do not want to do the problem straight from the book, so I'm going to change one of the numbers. Not that anyone would copy. I just want you to get used to following the procedures, because what procedure will work for one problem will work for all the problems. So we're changing one of the numbers here. A convenience store sold 223 chocolates and 429 candies. How many sweets were sold altogether? I'm going to read it again. A convenience store sold 223 chocolates and 429 candies. How many sweets were sold altogether? So we know that 223 chocolates were sold, and we know that 429 candies were sold. The question is, how many sweets were sold altogether? So if I sold this many chocolates, this many candies, how much altogether? Well, that would be addition. Sold altogether. You do have to watch the numbers. Every time you see altogether, it's generally addition, but you have to read the whole problem. It might be a two-step problem. This one is one step. It's fairly straightforward. So this is what we're going to do. Again, I'm going to use expanded form, which is based on the place value form. So let's do that together. First, we're going to decompose this number. 223. I like to start at this end when I'm decomposing. The value of the 2 is 200. The value of this 2 is 20. And the value of the 3 is simply 3. You can see we just broke it apart by place value. The value of the 4, 400. The value of the 2, this one's also 20. And the value of the 9 is 9. I find it easier to write it out this way. If I have binder paper, I can just write it on the lines. You can draw a box if you want. If a box was given to me, I would certainly use it. But by the time I draw a box, sometimes it's a little messy, and I can write neatly on the lines. So it's up to you. 9 plus 3. 12. 20 plus 20. Well, if you know 2 plus 2 is 4, 20 plus 20 is going to be 40. And 200 plus 400. 600. Let's write our number up here. 600 plus 40 plus 12. Let's move that plus sign down a little bit. I add my ones, add my tens. 4 plus 1 is 5, and that's really 4 tens plus 1 10. And then I'm going to bring my 6 down, and really that value is 600. So my answer, 652. How many sweets were sold altogether? 652 sweets were sold all together. Okay, there you have it. Thank you for joining me.